Most United fans went into this derby with expectant hope. Maybe this time it would be different. Maybe Ruben Amorim's project would show signs of progress on the biggest stage. But when the final whistle blew, City 3, United 0, nobody was surprised. Disappointed, yes. Humiliated, definitely. Shocked? Not at all. And that's the real problem. The same defensive errors, the same lack of bite in attack, the same midfield getting torn apart, and a manager who insists he won't change, even as defeats pile up. This wasn't just another bad defeat at the Etihad. It was a mirror held up to where United are right now. So let's break it down. Here are the 5 things we learned from the Manchester derby. 1. Defensive errors decide the derby. If there's one theme United fans are sick of, it's defensive mistakes in the biggest games. And once again, they defined this derby. The opener summed it up. Jeremy Doku skipped past Luke Shaw far too easily. The ball ricocheted and Bruno Fernandes switched off. Phil Foden ran off him and headed City into the lead. One lapse in concentration, one player not tracking his man, and United were already chasing. The second goal, even worse. Shaw was caught square, Haaland peeled off him, and with one clever lob it was 2-0. Then came the third, a sloppy pass, Maguire caught flat, and City punished United again. Roy Keane didn't hold back, calling United an average Premier League team that can't compete with the top 6. And he's right, the pattern is too familiar. Shaw, once again, was exposed. Maguire added to the chaos after coming on. And perhaps the most damning stat? In a derby match, United didn't even pick up a yellow card. No fight, no bite, no resilience. At this level, against this opposition, those mistakes aren't just costly, they're fatal. 2. Toothless in attack. If City's goals highlighted United's defensive flaws, the attacking numbers told an equally painful story. By half-time, United had produced an XG of just 0.03, basically nothing. For all their possession in spells, there was no real cutting edge. It wasn't until the second half, when the game was already gone at 3-0, that the XG climbed to a respectable 1.43. But that late flurry was misleading. Almost half of it came from set plays, not from carving City open in open play. Bryan Mbeumo had the 2 best chances, one a volley that flew wide at 80 minutes, and another sitter at 84 that he should have buried. Casemiro and Ahmad had shots blocked. Fernandes tried to force the play, but nothing truly tested Donnarumma. In fact, United's total XG on target was just 0.13, meaning most of their efforts were routine saves at best. It's a pattern we've seen before. United might look busy, they might have spells of possession, but without ruthlessness in the final third, it's all noise and no end product. And in a derby, when chances are rare, you simply can't afford to waste them. 3. Midfield overrun again. One of the clearest problems in this derby was how easily City controlled the middle of the pitch. United lined up with Bruno Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte in a 2-man midfield, and from early on you could see the imbalance. Bruno wanted to push forward and link with the attack, while Ugarte was left trying to cover ground and win duels almost on his own. For the first 15 minutes United looked compact, but as soon as they went behind, the shape broke apart. The front line pressed higher, Bruno drifted, and suddenly City were playing through gaps with ease. Rodri and Foden dictated tempo, Reinders found pockets, and United simply couldn't close them down quickly enough. The issue isn't effort. United's midfielders worked hard. It's about structure. A 2-man pivot against City's 3 is always risky, and without the right balance it leaves the back line exposed. When Ruben Amorim brought on Kobbie Mainoo just after the hour mark, it gave more stability, but by then City had already killed the game. This is the challenge for Ruben Amorim going forward. Finding a midfield setup that protects the defence, keeps Bruno influential, and doesn't leave United chasing shadows against the best sides. 4. Ruben is stubborn. After the match, Ruben Amorim was defiant. He said he won't change his philosophy, that if change is needed, it would have to be the man rather than the system. And while you can admire a manager sticking to his beliefs, The worry for United fans is that the results don't back him up. We've seen flashes of what Ruben Amorim wants, a back three building from deep, wing-backs providing width, and quick transitions through the front three. But against top sides, the gaps become glaring. The midfield too gets overrun, the backline is pulled apart, and the forwards often look isolated. The bigger concern is the lack of adaptation. Every game seems to bring a new combination in defence or midfield, yet the same weaknesses remain. United don't look settled, and there's little sign that lessons are being learned from defeat to defeat. Ruben Amorim insists progress is being made beneath the surface, and maybe he's right. Projects take time, and managers deserve patience. But football at Manchester United has never been about patience alone. It's about results. If the system isn't delivering, sticking to it stubbornly begins to look less like conviction and more like risk. 5. A wake-up call for the season. The derby was more than just another loss. It was a reality check. United went into the Etihad with optimism, even confidence after patches of improvement in recent weeks. But City exposed the gulf that still exists between the two clubs. There were moments of promise. The opening 15 minutes were lively, with United pressing high and forcing City into a few uncomfortable positions. Early in the second half, just before Haaland's lob, there was a spell where United pushed them back. But in both cases, the intensity didn't last, and once City took control, United had no answer. This wasn't about bad luck or refereeing calls, it was about quality, structure and mentality. City were ruthless, United were careless. City looked composed, United looked fragile. And in a derby of this magnitude, that contrast was glaring. For Ruben Amorim and his players, this must be the moment where excuses stop. United can't afford another season of false dawns. With Chelsea and Liverpool up next, the response has to come quickly. Otherwise, this won't just be remembered as a derby defeat. It will be remembered as the night United's season began to unravel. So another Manchester derby ends in heartbreak for United. Defensive errors, a midfield outnumbered, and an attack that came alive only when the game was already lost. Ruben Amorim may believe in his philosophy, but belief alone won't turn defeats into wins. The question now is simple. Can United regroup, or is this season already slipping away? The next few games will tell us everything. But I want to hear from you. Do you still have faith in Ruben Amorim's project, or do you think change is already needed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.